everybody. It's Wednesday night, and it's Ignite Your Life with Janet DeBenedetto. And again, I have the privilege, honor to have my friend Teresa on again tonight. I had another guest. We had a reason he had to not be on tonight. Teresa, I love her so much, agreed to be on again tonight, and I'm so excited to have her again. And welcome, Teresa.
Hello.
Hello,
Here
my
you are.
friend.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me back. I had so
Thank you.
much fun.
Thank you for being on. Thank you for being so generous with your time.
Oh, that's
I'm
fine.
excited.
It's fine. I love it. I love it. It was great. Oh, hey, Karen. We've got Karen, one of our high school friends.
Hi, Karen. How are you? So, T, what do we want to talk about tonight?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff we want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, really was well, we talked about having our tea.
Mm-hmm.
Tea with tea. We had a couple things we were talking. You have your coffee, I have my tea.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we were kind of talking about a little bit about what you do.
Hi, Jess.
Jessica. Mwah.
How are you, sweetie? Thank you for being on. So you want to
you.
talk about what I do? What would you like to
Yes.
know? Tell me.
I want to know, like, what is all of this life coaching? I hear so many people, like you see it on, on Facebook a lot, life coaching. I'm curious. I want to hear from you exactly what it is that life coaching is and how you do what you do. I'm just curious because I'm sure everybody else would be interested to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so life coaching is not therapy. It is talking to people, getting to the bottom of their mindset, because a lot of like when I first started working with my own life coach, I thought it was for one reason, and I thought it was for business coaching, until I realized it wasn't really about business coaching at all. It was more about my mindset around fears and beliefs and growing my business and things that I didn't know, mindsets and beliefs I didn't know were hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realize it until somebody starts to ask you like super powerful questions. So like a lot of it was breaking through fears. So my business had a lot to do with, because I have another business besides, I call it a serial entrepreneur. So I have a title company, I have a network marketing business. And this was before I started to become a life coach myself. So I wanted to grow my network marketing business, but I had a lot of fears around talking to people or what it looked like. So it was breaking through different fears. So I didn't recognize that there was so many fears around judgment, around what people would think of me.
No, I get that. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly.
So it was breaking through fears of thinking I couldn't talk to people, because, you don't realize certain things, but as a child, your parent, like, think about something your parents said to you when you were younger. Don't talk to strangers.
Right.
So then I had a fear of talking to strangers or asking people if they were interested in joining my business or interested in products or interested in whatever. And so it was about breaking through the fears of talking to other people, or maybe them having judgment around the questioning that I had for them. So it was just breaking through limiting beliefs and fears, really.
Yeah. I mean, I can totally relate to that. I mean, when you asked me to come on the show last week, that was totally coming out of the comfort zone, because I'm very private and doing what I do, being a Catholic. And, even though I, went to church today, I got my ashes, for Ash Wednesday, worrying about what other people think. Oh, she talks to spirit, and she goes, and some people are like really into it and really open-minded. And then there are others that aren't. And I have to actually learn to say, you know what, that's okay. Everybody has their own viewpoints, their own mindset. I mean, if you don't like what I do, don't talk to me, or don't, you don't have to comment or anything on something that I'm doing. And that was a big challenge for me, that whole fear of what are people going to think. And I think last week coming on here really, really helped me, because I wasn't as freaked out when you had asked me, to join you today. I mean, I actually did all the things I needed to do, made dinner, made myself a cup of tea, and here I am. It's
Yeah. It's in the mindset.
Yes.
It's in the mindset. So T, like talking about the fears, right? So when I asked you at first, like what was last week, right? When we talked about doing last week.
I was like, you know what? This is really coming out. This is really like, boom, here. Everybody's going to see me, know who I am. And I thought, well, maybe it's time. I mean, I believe that God, has us all here for a reason. And I feel very strongly that I am here for a reason, because when I do have, readings or healings, I'm doing the work that I'm supposed to be doing. And that was a big breakthrough for me, having someone come to me for a healing, placing my hands on them, and them calling me and saying, the doctor said the cancer's gone. There is no cancer. And those types of things. And I say, it's not me. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the conduit for what has happened in this type of situation. But keeping in my mindset, in my mind, that there is no ego here, because that takes over. And I mentioned that last week. I have a mission. I have something that I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm passionate about it. But coming on here and coming out and saying, this is what I do, was a bit of a challenge. But I had the whole week of so many friends from all over the world messaging me, telling me how much they loved the show and are doing it again. It was just incredible. Even today, sending everybody messages, and the outpour of, oh my gosh, and everybody was just so excited. It made me feel good. I felt like it's time to step out of that fear-based feeling and not worrying about what others think, because if they're into this, they're going to watch us. If they're not, then they don't watch. You know what I mean? It's just kind of putting things in perspective for me. And yeah.
You know what I feel like too, because I'm kind of like you in that instance where, growing up Catholic, right? So we grow up Catholic or Christian. It's like what you and I do with the Reiki and with the card reading and stuff is unconventional to people in the religious world, right? So there's a lot of judgment around it. And I've experienced it.
Right.
I've experienced it and had to look at it and say, does God or spirit want me to feel like I should throw that gift away if I can help somebody else, because I'm fearful of the judgment to me? Right? So like I started to look at it like, but if it resonates for somebody else, because I feel like, just from what you were saying with the cancer, right? So maybe you didn't heal the cancer. Let's just say the person that you were working on believed that the cancer could be healed, because it's a belief.
Exactly.
I don't think it would have worked. I'm sorry to interrupt you though.
No,
I don't think it would have worked if they didn't believe it would work.
Exactly. And I find that because I do a lot of this spiritual healing as well, a lot of people come with that negative mindset, like, just like Debbie Downers. And it's good, because I love to turn it around and catch them on their words. And I say, you know what? You're bringing into your life. What would you like to bring into your life? And we talk about manifesting. We talked about that before. What is it that you're wanting to bring into your life? And it's your words. Again, back to the language you were saying, the language you use is tremendous. If you walk around and say, if you wake up for the day, it's raining outside. Oh, I'm going to have a gloomy, doomy day. And what do you think is going to happen? You just brought that on yourself, and you're probably going to have the crappiest day ever, right? Or if you wake up and I say, oh, it's raining, that's wonderful. The grass is being watered. My flowers are being watered. The garden, fantastic. Thank you, God, or universe, or however you resonate. It's how you look at the day, how you wake up, and how you go to bed. You can have the worst day possible and say, that's okay. Tomorrow's a whole other day, and change the mindset. It's the language, big time.
It's the languaging. Something that I've learned, especially in my coaching with my own coach, was choosing to wake up every day and be born again. So like I remember one time years ago, I think it was like around my 50th birthday, he asked me the significance of my 50th birthday. And I said, I felt like it was like a rebirth. And we were chatting about that, like, so what's a rebirth, right? So like, when you hear people like they're born again Christians,
Right.
You're born again. Well, what does that technically mean? Like, so if you think about what born again means, you have no past. So the past doesn't run you anymore.
Exactly.
So when I wake up every day, I try to wake up with the mindset of like, I don't have a past, because when my past runs me, it runs me. Like, it could run me, guilt, fears, what would I say another thing might be? Regrets, doubts, all those things, right? So if I wake up and say to myself, I am born again, I have no past. And will I say it's easy? It is not easy. Because there's days I wake up and, like I said, you're stuck in your stuff, right? You wake up in a bad mindset, you didn't sleep well or something like that. But I try to wake up every day and be like, today is a brand new day. Nothing in the past matters.
Exactly.
What's in one of my biggest do you know when they say if you're looking in the windshield or in the rearview mirror, right? So in the rearview mirror, so tiny, right? Because what's going on behind you
Exactly.
doesn't really matter.
Right. It's always
the
like,
big-
walk that path forward. Always look ahead. Don't look behind. And I totally agree with that. I find myself over the past few years, big struggles that I've had with a lot of stress. And I always found myself to walk in nature. And that's my meditation, whether it's walking down, which we did many years ago, we walked the beach, walked along the ocean, and you get that all out. And there were times I could walk by myself, get it all out by screaming into the waves. And only one time I had a gentleman come running down asking if I was okay. I felt terrible. This poor man came down. But just walking in nature and just kind of getting yourself into that meditative state where you can release those things that are feeling like a burden on you.
Totally.
And it totally helped me through some of my roughest times, just walking, at in the woods and connecting with nature. Just sometimes just even sitting on a bench and just staring at the ducks in the pond. Anything that's connected to nature, I have felt personally for myself, was meditation, and helped me to get through what I needed to get through, because it was changing my viewpoint on putting that stuff behind me and just looking at the path in front of me. And it was a very big help to me. And I still do it because it's just, therapeutic to be meditating and however you want to do it.
Yes. Even like last week, so I was in Florida last week. I'm back home in New York now, right? So last week, before I came home, the day before I got on the plane, I just said, I am going to go walk the beach. I didn't bring a beach chair. I didn't bring anything with me. I had my phone so I could listen to my music, and I had my keys to the car. That's all I had with me. And I just walked and walked and walked. And then at one point, I just plopped my butt in the sand. And I just sat there and I just stared at the water, and it was meditative. It was like one of the most beautiful things. And something I had posted was, to shut out the distractions of the world, because for myself, the world can get a grip on me. And I can forget all those things. So, and also for me, having my toes in the sand or having my toes on the grass or grounding myself in the earth, I can like feel like the magnetic pull of the earth. Like I
Yes.
never did before until I started doing all this stuff. Like I could literally feel the earth, ground myself. It's so much more peaceful when I do that, you know? So when
Yeah.
I go into that space of like, I am going to be by myself. And I used to be the type of person, I don't know about you, but I thought if I was by myself, like I would be lonely.
Right. Just
But
the opposite.
no, it's the most beautiful thing to be able
Mhm.
to connect with yourself, because that's when I hear spirit talk to me the most. It's
Right.
so amazing.
It's that self-love. When we get past all the other stuff, and usually it's like all that monkey chatter, all this stuff going on, you're listening to other people's stuff, to just be with you and to honor yourself and really from the heart, just loving yourself unconditionally. You're never alone. You're never alone. I mean, we've got loved ones that, you know, are with us. We have angels that are with us. You know, God is with us. I mean, we have a whole entourage of the spiritual world surrounding us, however you look at that, whatever your beliefs are. Spirituality is always around us. And we just have to ask and call out for the help. And they come, they're there. And even in our lowest point where we think that, you know, what is this? I'm going to be all by myself. But I think it's the best time for healing. That self-healing is incredible. And you've done it.
Oh,
You know,
gosh.
I've done it. And it's a
It's
wonderful
so,
place to be. It really is. And you do more meditating when you're at that point. And it just now becomes a part of your daily routine. Going into that space and place of loving yourself, and then you start your day. I mean, I know that's like what I'm like. I'm ready. I'm ready to start this day. I may have a full schedule today, but I'm going to rock it. I'm going to do this. And, you know, I mean, I've been so busy. I haven't even been able to like put gas in my car until today. I realized, ooh, that little light is blinking. And that's not me. I'm that kind of girl where it's halfway. I got to fill it back up. But, you know, it's just, I kind of like, I've chilled a lot. I used to be so, well, you know, everything had to be so type A. Everything was here, maybe because I have 4 kids and that routine and schedule, but everything had to be just so. And it's nice to kind of let my hair down. Kind of nice to just say, okay, she needs a little love today and take time for yourself. I think that's really important.
I call it my bubble.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like I go into this, I
Yeah.
can visualize it now. I've gotten so much better at it too, because I used to have so much, like you said, the monkey chatter and the mind chatter.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I visualize like putting myself in this little tiny bubble. I know it sounds like airy fairy,
Yeah.
but for me, visualization, right? Oh, yes, it is. Right? It's like you got to do the bubble. It's
Yes.
so to myself, especially, I don't know about you, but especially if I know my day might go into a place where it could get confrontational, maybe
Right,
like
a little
something
rough.
might be going on a little, might have a rough
Mhm.
day going on, certain things going
Yes.
on. I
Yeah.
ask my angels to protect me in the bubble.
Yes. Exactly.
And then
And
it makes it so different, right? Doesn't
it
it
does.
make the outcome so much different?
It does. Each morning when I wake up, I do my prayers, like I said last week, but I ask Blessed Mother to surround her beautiful light and keep me protected. Because remember how I spoke about how it was very difficult for me to go into stores and go into public places?
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of taught myself, because I could hear, put yourself in that bubble of love and that protection of love. And when you do that, you feel like fearless, you know, like you've got this. You can go anywhere and do anything because you know that you have that bubble of love and light surrounding you. And with that in your thought process for the day, I think changes how your day goes. I mean, I really believe that. And And I've had a bubble for a long time. And my bubble used to have a different meaning back in the day. And if I said on Facebook to certain people who knew what was happening in my life, and I said, I'm in my bubble, boom, I'm getting phone calls. I'm getting girl. Mary Kay was one of them. They would come and say, hey, everything okay? You can't be in that bubble. Now my bubble has a totally different meaning. Now my bubble is love and light, and I'm protected, and it's a good feeling. So bubbles can have different colors, I guess.
Or meanings. They could have different meanings, right? They could have different meanings. It could be like, if you feel fearful and you're protecting yourself, it's like, oh, that's like a fearful bubble. But it could be just like, I'm surrounding myself in a bubble of love and light.
Exactly.
It's like a beautiful thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yes. So every day when I wake up and I say I'm surrounding myself in a bubble of love and light, it's because spirit is
guiding us,
right?
and protecting us, and saying it's okay. Go out and take that day. Exactly. So
and let's talk a little bit. We were talking before about manifestation, right?
Yes.
So like Teresa and I were talking a little bit about manifestation. So a lot of people don't know like how to manifest in their life. And it's not like, it doesn't always have to be materialistic. It could be things that you want in your life, maybe relationships and whatnot. So like how I do it is when I write it in the present tense. A lot of for me is journaling. And you talked about that too, right? Writing in the I am statement, right? So like for myself, when I was taught to journal, it's like, let's say, if you were doing a goal setting thing or you wanted a certain experience in your life. So like for myself, it's like I would say something to the effect of, maybe it was a goal of a weight loss goal. Let's say it was a weight loss goal. It is January 1st, 2023, and I am X weight, something like that.
Exactly.
Or it could be something in the effect of, okay, so I was telling you before. So I'm moving. So I sold my house. I'm moving. I had a picture of what I wanted, an apartment in my head. I knew what I wanted it to look like and feel like. And so I started looking at some places and they didn't quite look like what I wanted. And then I just kept visualizing it. I actually at one point took some pictures of like colors that I wanted. And I knew that I wanted a 2-story, and it was so hard to find a 2-story apartment. But I knew I wanted a 2-story because my house is 2-story. And for me, I wanted the same feeling of a house.
Right.
Without being in a house.
You were doing the visual manifesting. This is what I want. And this is what I'm going to have. So.
Yeah. So I visualized, I had certain colors in my mind. I had an idea of how many bedrooms I wanted, how many bathrooms I wanted, and I visualized it. And then all of a sudden, one day I call this other girl. I have another friend. Her name is Teresa as well. And I knew that she was renting a place like in Holbrook somewhere. And I texted her and I said, is there any places available in your place? And she said, I don't know. I'll find out for you. And then I got a text from her. Well, there's not any places available in my place, but there's places available in a place that my friend is moving into. So I was like, all right. And she sent me the place. And then, I'm a diva and I go get my eyelashes done, right? I have my couple little things I like to do. So one day I'm getting my eyelashes done. And the girl that does my eyelashes, Jamie, is like, oh, I was telling her I want to move somewhere. And she's like, oh, there's these places next door to my place. It was the same exact place that my friend Teresa told me, right?
Okay.
So I make an appointment and I go and I see the place. Like, it looks exactly like what I want. It was the colors. They had the 2-story townhouse.
Exactly. See, this is what you visualize. Like people do vision boards and they put down like what they want, manifest. Some people, like what I do is I write as if I already have it. So what you did, you knew and could see, this is what my new home looks like. These are the colors. This is everything. You manifested what you were wanting to bring in to your life and visualized it, and boom, and there it is. Amazing.
Right.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. It's
Right.
like that law of attraction thing, you know, like what you're wanting to bring in, you can do it.
Well, what's interesting also is another thing manifesting, right? So before I started this talk show, I was watching The Secret, right? So I was watching The Secret and I started writing. I wrote, my coaching business is thriving and I'm touching the masses and I'm, getting to talk to more people. The next day, Steve, my buddy Steve here, messages me about like being on the show. And I was like, okay. And then he asked me to have my own show. So it's like people don't get that you really can have whatever you want in your life. And the thing for me is, like, I've tried to explain to people a million times, the coaching business, yes, it's a business, right? I want to make money and all that stuff, whatever.
Right.
To me, it's not even about the money. It's about touching people. For me, like, I always had this vision of leaving the world a drop better than the day before. And today, a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. So for me, a show like this, I'm leaving the world a drop better and a drop better, because we're talking to people and maybe somebody needed to hear what we're talking about today.
Exactly. And I feel that, even with what I do, the Reiki, the hands-on healing, as well as doing readings for people. And they come to me when they've had a loss, and to hear their loved one. And there are times when I know someone, can't afford it. And it's not about the money. It's about passing the message along. And yes, we all need to eat. We all need to pay our bills. And that's understandable. But I find the more, hi, Jennifer, the more that I give from the heart, it comes back. Like God gives it back to us, like 100-fold over. I mean, I did, one person, and because of that one person, I got 12 people. And I was so grateful, and always with gratitude to have this blessing of having the gift and being able to make that mark on the world, like you were just saying, to be able to have someone come to me so sad, and then to have them leaving laughing and smiling and hugging me, and now I have a new friend. And that to me is tremendous. It's tremendous, whether we're doing virtual or if someone, is in the area and they come to me. And it feels good in here for me that I'm able to connect and give them the closure that they need, help them to understand a little bit more, when they have a loss of a family member. It's just, I feel blessed. I mean, that's really the best word that I can say. And even when I'm finished with it, it's always in prayer, before, during, and after. And people come from all walks of life, and not everybody has to be, the same religion, but this is how I go with it. And people are just, okay, accepting. Whereas, like we were talking about before, I was always worried what people would think. And then I said, yes, I keep my rosary beads. I keep them. They're always with me. And it's a part of who I am. And I realize that I don't have to change myself for people. They're coming to me to speak to a loved one, to hear, from someone who has passed that they're so connected with. And then being able to say, well, this happened, this happened, this happened, and like there was a big celebration, and who just got married, and who's having a baby. And that was one that was literally off the cuff. I had a reading for 3 ladies, and I was doing like healing on one of them. And I said, you're pregnant. And she's like, no, I'm not. I said, oh, yes, you are. And as I touched her, my stomach rumbled really loud. And her mom was just like, that's very weird. And I said, I've never had this happen, but you know what? God always has a way of coming through to me. And she's like, well, I don't think so. So I put my hand on her again, and it rumbles again. I said, okay, I'm out. The lights were flashing. There was all sorts of things. That was one reading that was like off the charts, like really kind of cool. The next day I got a call. She was, expecting. So that was pretty exciting. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you if it's a boy or a girl. I'm not going to spoil it.
And that's the thing for me is like, God talks to people in so many different ways. God, spirit, whatever. Like for me, I don't know if I ever told you this story, but one time I had this, I get it Teresa.
Thank you,
It's amazing.
Christine.
Yes, she
Thank
is.
you,
You're
Thank
right.
you.
She
I'm trying to
is
see somebody saying
amazing.
yes. Oh, we have a story we'll get to after Janet talks, but yes, Jessica.
The bags.
We're going to talk about these bangs. Yes, we are.
Funny, right? Oh gosh, that's so funny. But so one time, like, so to me, God talks to me in a nudge. Like it's this feeling in my gut. I get this like feeling in my stomach. So one night, it was years ago, I needed an answer from God, right? I was just like, I was praying and praying and praying, right? So I wake up, it's like 2:00 in the morning, and the nudge was to like turn on YouTube and whatever showed up on YouTube, put it on your ears, listen to it, right? So listen to it. So now I'm listening, and I have this one pastor that I love. His name is Pastor Steve Furtick, Elevation Church in North Carolina. Amazing. Like everybody gets a message from his message to me is always spot on, right? So I listen to him. So I'm listening, and it was like, go in your closet. This is going to sound ridiculous, but it was like, go in your closet and clean out your closet. My closet was a mess, right? My walk-in closet. So I go in my closet. I got the music on. I'm listening to the message, clean out the closet, right? I don't know. I organize it. It was literally 2:00 in the morning. I was so obedient to God. I was like, whatever you want, God, I will do. I'm doing it. I'm listening, right? So I do this whole thing. The next day, I go to church, right? The church that I go to around the corner, right? So I'm like talking to Pastor Ray, and I'm talking to my friend Dawn, and I tell them the story. My friend Dawn says, you do know that there's like a metaphor for that. I was like, no. Give me the deal. And she was like, the clutter in the closet was the clutter in your mind. Like clean out the clutter in your mind. And I was like, okay. And then she's like, and have you ever seen this movie called, I think it was called the War Room. And it was this girl who had her prayer closet, and it was her place, and she had Post-it notes, and that's how God spoke to her. And I was like, my prayer closet. It was like, and I will tell you, Teresa, to this day, when my closet is cluttered, I have to clean it out because it does something to my mind. It makes me feel all wacky.
Right.
And I need that clear. I need clear. I need non-clutter, because when I see clutter, it just clutters up my mind. So now I also look at it as, when my space is clean, it gives me a space to connect to God and spirit.
Exactly. It's like, I like things tidy. Everything has to kind of be. And when someone messes something up, it drives me crazy. One time, I have to tell you, John,
Totally.
we had the coffee pods, and I put the coffee pods, everybody's like organized. And when it passed, he turned them. And I'm like, I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm back and I fixed them. I went to some other stuff, came back, and they were all mixed up again. I'm like, all right, that's somebody messing with me. He goes, no, I think it's spirit. I'm like, no, it was you. It was definitely you. But those are the sorts of things, like you were saying, we have a nice clear space. You have clarity. You can hear. I mean, for me, I use my incense. I have a whole thing that I do. But to have that clear space to be able to think, gives you the clarity, Hey, Karen. Thank you.
Karen. How you doing, sweetie?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Jess now? Jessica?
Yes. Jess does War Room, right? I ended up watching it after, Jess. It was so clear. Like once I saw that movie, I was like, okay, God, I see you, man. So cool. So cool.
Well, Jessica's talking about the bangs.
Oh,
So this is
yes.
a funny. Last week, nothing was cooperating. It was unbelievable. And I kept playing with my hair. And I realized after I went to see Jessica and her fiance and her boys and spend some time with her last Friday. And we were talking about the bangs. And her mom, our friend Maureen, that was her signature, the bangs. So by me playing with my hair, playing with my hair, and then the messages that were coming through when I was doing the cards, everything was so spot on for her and perfect in every way that I realized it was Maureen coming through. And, Jessica just kind of reminded me, like, because I was like, what was up with the hair? And then I was just like, this is great. It's like it kept going like right in the corner, like kept like poking me. And I kept like trying to just nonchalantly move it. And I'm going, all right, somebody is fooling with me. I don't know who it is, but stop it. In my head. I didn't want to say it out loud. And then when I met with Jessica, we were talking about that. Oh, bam, there it is. That's it. But that's how spirit does stuff. Yes, Maureen, Karen. I'm not sure if you know. I'll message you later, Karen. Yeah. But yes. Oh, yes, it was very powerful.
It's amazing.
Jessica, I think she's talking about the movie or about the bangs. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, that was funny because I was trying to figure it out, and like I said, they tell me to wear something a certain color, a certain thing, a certain this, a certain, and I go with it. I go with the flow. But when they do funny stuff like that to me, like Maureen, like making me play with my hair, just as a reminder that she was not happy that her bangs were missing. So, yes.
Wait, you met Mo in 3rd grade.
Oh, wow.
Is that unbelievable? Wow. Just like so cool. Yeah. T, how old were we when we met? Was it
11.
7th grade? 11, right?
I think we were 11 or 12.
No, 12, because I moved here when I was 12. 7th grade.
7th grade we met. And we clicked right away. We clicked right away. And you had all those funny stories about John Travolta and chasing his limo and touching him.
When I moved here from Brooklyn, right? Remember?
I was just like, I told my dad, I'm like, she got to touch him. I said, can't you take me into Brooklyn so I can like see John Travolta do his thing? But now my dad lives by John Travolta. He lives like not far. Yes, Mercy Sisters.
Definitely. So funny, right? Remember that? I remember I was telling you that I thought I was so cool that I met John Travolta and touched him because they were filming Saturday Night Fever by my house.
Yes, they were. And it was so funny because you're like, I touched him. And she goes, and I didn't stop there. I chased the limo. And I'm like, you chased his limo? I'm like,
psycho.
Wow, that's so cool. 12 years old. We thought it was hot stuff.
I was bold back then. Screaming his name like a psycho.
It was fun. It was fun to have someone from New York come out because my whole family was in New York, and I like on the weekends we went in we used to call it the city, and everybody else was out here on the weekends, and I did a flip-flop. I was just the opposite because I had dance school, or my whole family was there, my grandma, everybody. You just
Are you jealous, Karen, that I met John Travolta? That's awesome.
Karen loves to take road trips up here. A couple of years ago, she took a road trip to come visit, and you came, we hung out at my apartment. We had so much fun. I was going through a big transition. It was so nice to have Mercy Sisters. Everybody just come and give me that support that I needed. And then my whole business started to just boom, and I just kind of said I don't have enough time for teaching anymore, because I was teaching just substitute teaching, but it was just very draining. And I just decided it was time to come out and just be myself.
Karen, I think you need to come. We need a reunion.
Oh, we need a reunion.
Definitely.
And you can bring Wes. He's like an honorary Mercy bro.
That's it.
Wes is her husband.
I know. That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah,
we'd have a good time. But I love that, T. I love that. I love that you know how to connect to your spirit and stuff like that. Do you want to see if anybody, because you're so good at the card readings,
Oh, if
do you want to?
anybody wants a card, sure. If
Yeah.
anybody wants me to pull a card for them, I have a couple
Yeah.
of
Let us
decks here.
know. Let's do it.
I'm just going to vibe, but I'm going to say what I did before we even popped on. Jen and I were talking, and I shuffled from my pocket full of angels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the message that came out collectively for everybody, and this, if this resonates with you, just pop it in the comments so we know. But the card that came out is open your mind. Yes, new ideas and opportunities that present themselves to you can be scary, but they can also be very exciting. If you are being shown a new path, trust that your angels are taking you there for your own highest good. So unless the chances you are being offered are not fitting in some way with your natural sense of integrity, take the road to newness. You never know where it may lead unless you try. So the little blurb here is open your mind and you will see that your angels will lead you to where you should be. So this is what we were talking about, the mindset. And, you know, if there's an opportunity or something that you want to do, it could be scary. Like for me, doing this was a little scary, but I feel like I'm in a comfort zone now. I feel like this is what I do and I'm comfortable. And I know you, so we're like just kind of like we're really just vibing and gelling here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the collective card, could be for everyone. But if anyone wants me to pull a card for them with permission, I will definitely do that. You just have to pop it in the comments and then we'll put you up on the screen and I'll pull a card for you. So
all right, if nobody does, can you do one for me, Tay, until they do?
Sure.
You have my permission.
All right. Well, I feel, let's see, I just have to move these around. I'm going to use the Messages of Spirit, which are by John.
Oh, wait, let's see what Jessica said. When my mom pushed me to start my chocolate bit, totally out of my comfort zone.
Yes. And you have some chocolate. You got, oh my gosh.
Just chocolate.
Chocolate covered strawberries. I got chocolate covered strawberries and whoops, this one jumped.
Oh, Christine wants a card. Let's do one for Christine then.
Okay. Awesome. Christine, this just jumped out, Christine. Memories. Your memories are like diamonds in the treasure chest of your spirit. More and more memories are arising within you. Remember the happier moments with your loved ones who are here in spirit. Okay. For neither time nor distance can stop the energy of love that you have for one another. So in this card, you're looking, if you see her, she's got a rose. And really all our memories are up in here. Okay. But they're also in here. Now, I don't know if this card resonates with you, that there's some memories of things that you're thinking about, a loved one who has passed, but remembering these happy times that you had. And there's also a key here. So it could be like a key to your heart or anything like that. If this makes any sense to you, Christine, just let us know in the comments. I feel like I have to do another one. Oh, you want?
Oh, Karen wants one.
Okay. Yay. Okay. Okay. That memories was for Christine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if that, okay, great. I love when a card resonates for somebody, memories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll try to pop these on if I remember, I'll have to look back on the replay so I can put them up on the page if you would like. Okay. And this one, is this Karen?
Yes.
Okay, Karen. This one's for you. Believe. Okay, believe. The force that works through your soul, determining what possible or impossible. Ooh, we talked about that before. The difference between success over failure and above all, who you are is the power of your belief. So right in here, that whole like self-love that we were talking about, that empowerment of believing in yourself that we spoke about before. And then before we popped on, I was talking about Audrey Hepburn and the I am possible. Mm-hmm. Never say impossible. I am possible. Remember how I said, see how they work? This is like, whoa. And I wrote it down. And that's what I do when I do readings for people. I write the stuff down because
so cool.
It's just, come on. I mean, it's right here. If I try to show everybody now, I'll knock all my cards all over. But I hope this resonates for you, Karen, that believe in yourself. believe in yourself, and know that anything is possible. I am, that whole I am possible. That's what I'm feeling for you right here. And boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Perfect. I'm so glad that resonates for you. Yes, I love it. I love it.
Wow,
So,
when that happens.
I know. It's just great. Where's the other one? I love
It's
it.
like so cool.
I'm gonna have to write this down. I have memories, and this was
Mm,
for Christine, because I will post them for you.
mhm.
Believe, which is for Karen.
Karen, yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Vibing a card.
If nobody's, I want one.
You want one? Okay, this one's for Jen. And I
want
always ask with intention. Me too. I call them angel bumps. Yes, definitely,
Yes.
Karen. Definitely. All right.
I'm
This
excited.
one is for Janet. Oh, you got some jumpers. Oh, the jumper. Father's love.
Oh,
Father's love.
stop. I'm going to cry right now.
Oh, boy. A father's
Ooh.
love for his son or daughter never dies. The strength gained, I just got bumps and I got in my chest. The
Ooh.
strength gained from such love is often unquantifiable, in that it can be tapped into at any time for whatever reason. Whether your father is still here or past, a father's love is one of the strongest bonds any of us will ever experience. And here you look, and it's a little girl. It's a little girl looking up at her dad. And then you look in the center part there, and it's just absolutely gorgeous in the card.
Teresa.
And this jumped out. When I have a card that jumps, that is spirit, like just throwing it out there. And this,
this.
Such intent. And there's
a
there's a second card that came out with this. So you got a double header. This one is stay connected. We're all born connected to spirit, often known as a divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. And we all do that. We pull away and then we come back. Now is important time to reconnect to the source. This is what you and I were talking about. This is your time to go back to your spirituality. Okay. It doesn't have to mean like going to a church or anything like that.
Yeah.
Being more connected. Okay. This is what your father wants for you. He wants you to stay connected and grounded, he's saying, to spirit, because he is with you all of the time. Everybody is there, like the whole entourage that I'm seeing right now, they're all there, but he is stepping forward.
He's always there, T.
He is stepping forward, and he is always with you, but he wants you to stay connected because you can hear him. You can hear him. So very important.
And the thing is, T, you know me always craving my dad's nurturing energy.
Yes.
Because for the audience that doesn't know, my dad passed away when I was 8. And I have been craving his energy, and I have been missing him something bad. And people think because you don't know them since you're 8 years old, I feel him. It's
yes.
And whenever I am in this state of like flux now, with moving and stuff, I'm always like, Dad, just Dad, and it's not even, people will be like, just pray to God. I want my dad sometimes.
Exactly.
Like sometimes I just want my dad, because I remember so much about my dad in such the short period of time that he was with me. He gave me so much. Like he gave me the gift of who I am as a human being.
He gave you that foundation. He gave you that solid foundation, even though you were 8 years old. Mm-hmm. The impact he had on you and continues to have on you is who you are today. And this is what he's trying to tell you. This is what he's trying to tell you, that a father's love, stay connected to him. Okay. Very important. And this card, not only if I'm doing a reading for you, Janet, this could definitely resonate with anybody else that's watching right now with us or watching in the replay, because these cards can also, because I see that Karen, my dad's passing anniversary was last Sunday. I feel connected to that too. Yes, you can definitely feel these cards can also bounce off and be for you.
Of course.
See how they have different meanings for different people, But the way spirit works is they pull it up and they pull it out of me. And by using the cards, a lot of people need the visual. And that's, that's the most important part, is to have that visual for them to understand. Okay, Jess is next. And then I see Jackie. Jackie.
Yay, Jackie.
Oh, love you, girl. Another Mercy sister. We've got a lot of our Mercy friends on here. This is awesome.
So cool.
Who's this? This is for
Jess.
Okay. Find your center. Your outside world is a reflection and a manifestation. Whoa, see how that we get these words in here, of what's going on inside you at this time. When the outside world becomes so hectic and stressful that your anxiety starts to overwhelm you, then it is an ideal moment to stop and ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? Jess, you know what this means, right? You understand this. We talked about this. Okay. This is about your time. And what are we doing on Friday? Friday is your time. Friday, you're coming to me for Reiki. You're coming to me for a reading. You're coming to me for a healing to help you to get to where you need to be. And remember how we spoke about, you need that me time. You're a busy mommy. You got so much going on right now. Yes, this is definitely your time. And this is your mom, because look at the bangs. I got them straight. And I feel very strong that she's telling me, okay, Jessica, your mom is telling me it's time for you to find your center. It's time for you to find time for yourself, which something my mother and this is time. Okay. This is, I got you. Okay, Jess, I got you. We talked about a lot of things last week. When you come on Friday, this is going to be your time, and we're going to fill in all the pieces, fill in all the blanks. Okay. And we're going to get you centered. Okay. I have to write this one down. Find your center. And this is Jess. Okay. Mwah, Jess.
I love it. This is so freaking cool, Teresa. Jackie's next.
Jackie. Oh, Jackie got 2. Nope. I'm going to put this one away because I don't know if this was true or not, but it came out of Father's Love and Connected again. So I'm going to put these back, but I don't know if these resonate with you. I don't know why they jumped out because I put them separately, but sometimes this happens. A father's love, Jackie, this is for you. A father's love and stay connected. Does this resonate for you? I don't know why they just jumped out, because they did, but I'm going to put them back in separate again. And if they come out, Jackie, again, I'm going to do a shuffle because I want to make sure.
Okay. Yeah. She said no.
That could have been just for you again, again for you, Janet, that your father is very
adamant.
Is adamant, and like your mother going to the store buying clothes that I don't need. And this one is for you, Jackie. Okay. Okay.
Funny.
Let's see what they have. Oh, here we go,
My
Jackie.
dad's on a roll today.
Okay. Synchronicity. Okay. This is for you, Jackie. Are you noticing signs of synchronicity in the spirit world has been sending to you at this time? People and situations in your life are not just appearing by coincidence. In reality, they're being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a specific reason. So I don't know, Jackie, if there's some kind of synchronicities going on right now at this time for you. I feel like, the wheels are turning. If there's something going on, I know with your business, you've got the, you do the, oh my gosh, I'm having a brain freeze right here, right now. She does my insurance, my Allstate girl. How can I say, if there's something going on that, are making some changes and you're feeling like you're being guided. Does this make sense, Jackie? And then the second card that jumped out, this one is really jumping. It's self-sabotage. Okay. This is when you learn to get out of your own way and there's no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's the inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. So sometimes we have a way of, again, with the mindset of putting ourselves into that self-sabotage kind of a situation. Okay. And I see with this card that it's not, I see flowers. I always see the good in everything. Like smell the roses, Jackie. Gotcha. Okay, so this is good. It's my message. I don't decipher. So what I'm feeling is you need to smell the roses. Okay, don't sabotage yourself in a situation. Okay, and see that all of these things are kind of the wheels are turning, things are going into place. And again, I see the red. When I see the color red several times, that usually means you need to be grounded. That's your root chakra. Okay. In Reiki, we have chakras, and the lower part in the pelvic area is the color red. And that's where we need to learn to ground ourselves. Okay. You need to ground, girl. You need to ground yourself and get your head focused, get that mindset. Everything that we spoke about tonight is, I feel for you, Jackie, is really important. I hope that resonates for you, Jackie.
T, that was so good.
Anybody else?
So we have to wrap it up, T.
Oh, Buffer, that went
we're at the end. But thank you. This was so, I know that went both so fast, right?
Yes.
So we're ending, but thank you. This was so good.
Yes, I just want to thank everybody who was here tonight with us. I love it. I love that people were asking us questions and saying stuff. I mean, I like the interaction.
I love the interaction. It's so good. So good.
Wow, that was quick.
I know. See, we could chat it up, girl.
Yes. Spot on. Oh, good, Jackie. I know Jackie's one of my big fans. I love you, Jackie. We have to get together soon. Oh,
thank you, Jess.
Jess. Love you too. Thank you.
T, thank you so much. Love you.
I love you too. I love you too.
Great.
Thank you for having me on. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, girls.
And Jess. And there were a couple others on here that were, it scrolled up, so I can't see all the names, but I just wanted to thank everybody for being here with us.
Thank you, guys. You have a great, I love you too.
Love
you. Guys have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate you all being on tonight. I love Teresa and her perspective, how she touches spirit, and how she just gives people the messages they want to hear. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night. Appreciate it. Good night.